Welcome back everyone to today's second video, and we're going to be doing a 10-day forecast and seeing what is to come in the next couple of weeks. We've got some new data to show you today, including the ECM WF ensembles, so that's quite cool. And we have also got plenty of other data to show you, so just to mix it up a bit. Before we start, I want to say make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me a lot and helps me to keep making these videos. We're on the way to 500 subscribers. So thank you everyone for listening, and we're going to get straight into this. Okay, so the current Central England temperature is at, let's do that, it's at 14.7 degrees, and that is 1.1 degrees above average. That might drop a little bit tomorrow, and then we'll be on the rise as this high pressure takes control and takes us back above average. As you can tell, this year has been a very above average year, except from June, where it's only 14 degrees. It's quite a cold June, really. So we'll see if we get any colder months in the winter. It's unlikely, but you never know. We could have a cold winter on the way. Who knows? Even though stuff doesn't look very likely, we'll just see what happens. Okay, let's get straight into this, and we'll start showing you some of the data. Okay, just before we start everything else, just want to show you this as well. So this is a Central England temperature average chart, and the big black line is the average for all of the years, and the blue line is what we are currently at. The highest year is the purple, lowest year is the blue. So at the minute we are just above average, but this is probably gonna come back around average and then probably go up a bit before might cool down a bit again. Then we're into the winter, so we don't know what's gonna happen with that really. So we'll just have to see what goes on with that. Okay, let's start showing you the chart data. So this is the current situation over UK and Europe, and we've currently got high pressure sitting to the southwest, and we're bringing in this westerly wind, a bit milder than it has been over the last couple of days. Now this high pressure is going to strengthen over the next couple of days as we go into midweek. As you can see, we get a very strong area high pressure. It'll be dry, sunny and quite warm with a steady easterly wind. As we've gone beyond this, we do get a bit more uncertain, but high pressure actually retrogresses up towards Greenland here. So the high pressure moves up towards Greenland. Now this can happen when in winter, and it can cause colder weather with the Greenland block. So we actually bring a cooler northwesterly and northeasterly next week. What maybe go a little bit cooler, but not much under the high pressure. Then that sort of just collapses. We get a bit of an easterly for a time, and then it's a bit uncertain, but it looks like the Atlantic, the polar vortex strengthening up, and it looks like we're going to start getting the Atlantic over here moving in and taking the weather more unsettled, a bit like we've been seeing before this week. That was the GFS. Let's have a quick look at the GM. We're not going to take too long on this because I do want to get into the ECM, WF and stuff like that, so we will take a quick look at this. That's okay. So once again we run through and it looks similar, that high pressure taking over, and it strengthens maybe a little bit of trough below the country, but it doesn't really retrogress up towards Greenland, but it does eventually, but on the Canadian side. And it does look like by the end of the ECMWF midnight run, 12Z hasn't updated yet, we will be bringing in a bit of a cooler northerly wind. Now, some of the latest forecasts on the NAO and stuff, this is a bit interesting, not really much to do with the next 10 days. But what we've been seeing could mean November could be, with these both negative or positive for one of them. It could be a very interesting month, November, with maybe a bit more colder weather with the latest things. So that is something to look out as you carry on watching these videos through the winter. So that is what the GEM looks like. Let's have a quick look at the ECMWF. So once again with ECMWF, build that high pressure up. We retrogress high pressure up towards Greenland for a time before it collapses. A bit of a cooler northerly wind, and that's what we look like at the end. So a bit of blocking and a bit of cooler northeasterly coming off the continent and Scandinavia. So that will be a bit cool there. Okay, here are the GFS ensembles for the next couple of weeks. And we're looking like this. Currently a little bit above average. This red line here is the 1991 to 2020 average, so the 30-year average, and we're currently just sitting above that. We're going to be above that for the next week, I should think. As we come up towards the end of September, there is them hints of that northerly wind. Some ensembles nearly getting down to the -5 mark, which is very unusual for the time of year. But it looks like we are going to get a cooling trend for the second half of September, even though some models keep it quite mild. But overall, looks like we are going to be cooling down. And precipitation, we are looking mainly quite dry up until about the 25th here, where more of the models start to go for more precipitation, maybe get more unsettled off the Atlantic, or maybe we get them northerly winds and some showers coming in with that. Right, is that done? And we're going to finish this video off with something a little bit more different and what hasn't been shown on the channel before, but I thought it would be quite good to show you guys. Okay. So these are the ECMWF ensembles, and this is what we are looking like. So obviously this is what it's going to be like for the 20th. So let's go to, there we go, the 20th. So this is what we're going to be like on the 20th of September. There's only one option on the table, and that is 100% of the options going for high pressure dominating over the country and to the north, and bringing in that easterly wind, what will be quite warm. So that's obviously certain there. Now let's go down to the 23rd. Now the 23rd is a little bit more uncertain as we get into the extended range. But they are going for high pressure blocking up towards Canada, Greenland and Iceland, a little bit around Scandinavia. And we're bringing the wind, and still looks like maybe Atlantic coming in, but we're going to be easterly at that point. But it will be a bit of a battle there. And that is 19 members of the ECMWF ensembles. 15, so this is 29%, this was 37%. The 15 are going for high pressure blocking over Greenland and a cooler northerly wind coming in, but will still be quite dry. We've got 11 ensembles, 21%, with them easterly winds continuing. And then we've got 6 ensembles, so the unlikely option, with them easterly winds coming in, but a little bit more blocking up towards Scandinavia. Let's go to the 26th. Now, the 26th is going to be changing a whole lot. So the 26th looks a whole lot different. So we've got blocking around Canada, the Canadian side of Greenland, and around Greenland. We've got low pressure to the south. So we're going to be bringing the winds in from, so this Atlantic here is going to be trying to bring in the winds from there, but we're going to be doing that. So it'll be a bit of a close one, a bit of a clash there with that. That's 15. Now 13 members have got low pressure in the Atlantic, will be westerly with that and more unsettled. 9 members have got high pressure sitting over Scandinavia and bringing the winds in from the east. 6 have got a northerly wind, a bit cooler. 4 have got a Scandinavian high and easterly winds, a bit cooler as well. And 4 have got a northerly wind coming in, what will be a bit cooler as well. So that is for the 15th, no, 26th. Now let's go all the way to the 30th of September as far as we go. The majority, 15 members, high pressure over Greenland, low pressure. So we're going to be on the periphery of a northerly or a westerly there. So that'll be a bit of a close one. That's the operation. The control run, high pressure over Greenland, bringing the wind in from the north, but the Atlantic's trying to come in as well. So once again, a bit of a split. westerlies with that one, mild with that one, easterlies with that one, so a bit cooler, and wet and windy with that one, so that's a bit more unsettled. Okay, thanks everyone for watching today's second video, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.